Hello everyone, welcome to my feasibility study presentation. Before I get started, I just want to introduce what my feasibility project is on. It is on creating a children's church at Park Baptist Church that is special for children with special needs and disabilities. I'm going to share my screen and we can jump right in. All right, so in my letter of intent, I wrote it to our lead pastor, who basically makes all the decisions at Park Baptist. And Park Baptist is currently my home church, so I know Dave Keene personally, and I was able to speak with him in person about this project and wanting to include a children's church at Park Baptist. And in this letter, I just kind of emphasized the need for children with disabilities and special needs and their need to be cared for and have special need, and that we need classrooms for them so that they can feel special and cared for at church. It's my title, The Feasibility Study of Creating a Child Care Class for Children with Special Needs and Disabilities at Park Baptist Church. This is the Park Baptist Church logo. And again, my name is Christina Fargala. Not sure if I mentioned that. And this is for Writing 465 at Winthrop University in spring of 2021. So in my abstract, I just kind of explain everything I just said, what this project is about, the goal of this project, and eventually we will see the conclusion and results. So this feasibility study examines how Park Baptist Church can and will benefit from creating a children's church class for children of the congregation and visiting children with special needs and disabilities. And from what I have seen, there are several children at Park Baptist Church who will benefit from a children's church class that is specific for them, and specific for the kids who have special needs and disabilities. In my table of contents, you will see the whole project kind of be broken down, everything from my abstract all the way to my results and conclusion. In my statement of purpose, I just kind of state everything that are all the reasons that I wanted to do this project. And the main reason is that there are children at the church who I feel like would benefit from a children's class that is specific to them, especially children who are grouped in with children without disabilities. Oftentimes, the caretaker does not have one-on-one attention with them, and they are not able to receive the care, the love, and attention that they need as children with special needs. So some of my findings, overall, this project went well. There are not as many children at Park Baptist who have special needs and disabilities that I thought there were, but the ones that do, there is now a children's church that serves them, and the volunteers, they willingly know that they are serving with children with special needs, and they are willing to make that commitment and learn how to serve and care for children with special needs. So for my recommendations, I would recommend to provide more knowledge and research to our volunteers, as most of them have not worked with children with special needs in the past. So my biggest recommendation is to educate our volunteers and teachers as they go forth and care for the children in the new children's church. So background, Park Baptist is a multi-ethnic and multicultural church. Culture does not only have to be related to ethnicity, nationality, or race, but it can also mean inclusion within the disabled community. One thing I love about Park Baptist Church and the leadership at Park, is that there is a lot of cultures at Park, and culture does not just mean race. We can be inclusive with and diverse with the type of people that we have at Park, like the disabled or special needs community. And that is a big reason why I'm doing this as well, so we can be inclusive. Literature search. There was really no budget for the special needs children's church. So when it came to literature and educating volunteers and teachers on how to navigate serving the special needs and disabled children. I just had to find articles online and just kind of pre-approve them before I gave them to the teachers. So here's one from the Aspen group. It's building a special needs ministry at church. And then the second one is a ministry training course resource. So that second link there, you are able to purchase a training course that specifically trains you in serving in a ministry for special needs, which is exactly what this project is. Unfortunately, we are not able to provide funding for that. If the volunteer chooses to pay for that themselves, they are more than welcome to. For the approach, I was going to say I wanted to specifically have the special needs children's church active during the several services we have on Sunday morning, as well as our Wednesday night service. So I initially wanted to find volunteers who were willing to do that. So we hosted an interest meeting and we asked people to step up and volunteer. And fortunately, we had several volunteers step up and volunteers. The number of volunteers is not really an issue because we've had multiple step up and volunteer to teach. For the results, the first Sunday, the Special Needs Children's Church was active, and there were 2 children who used the services of the new children's church established, which I think is a success. Moving forward, hopefully there will be more children, but that really is just dependent on how many children we have in the congregation or visiting children with special needs. Overall, I would say this project was successful, and I think every church, every school, every place that has children or people in general gathering should have people who care for and attend to people in general who have special needs and disabilities. I found that volunteers should communicate with parents of the children who are registered. This was a big thing because there's a huge spectrum to disabilities and special needs children, and we can have anything from a physical disability to a mental or emotional disability. So I thought it would be wise for the parents to communicate prior to sending their kids to the ministry what kind of condition the child has and how we can best prepare for that child to enter the children's church. So, in conclusion, there are a few things I would change, like providing more education for volunteers. Unfortunately, we don't have funding, so that is something that I would have to do in my own time to find resources online or create my own resources. Another thing, like I just mentioned, was to have more communication between the volunteers and the parents because there is such a wide spectrum with disability. We are not sure. What disability the child has until they come into the children's church. And maybe in the future, I would like to branch off the special needs children's church into a more specific um, class. So maybe more of like a physical disability class or a mental and emotional disability class. I think that would best serve the children. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.